Tesla reported deliveries this morning and we saw a massive sell-off all the way down to $242, where we bounced off of the 200 SMA and closed out at $251.69. At this moment, it looks like Tesla will probably move its way back up to 256 and 260, but as you can see on your screen here, we do have a big bearish setup that is happening, a 4-hour head and shoulders pattern, which we're going to cover in this video as well. We're also going to talk about the massive unusual options activity that came through on Microsoft, Amazon, and a lot of other big tech companies, and if I think the market will continue to move its way up over the next couple of weeks. My name is Peter DiCarlo, and I've been trading full-time for the past 8 years. I run a trading community with over 12,000 members, and you guys get access to all of our trading resources completely free in the Discord community down below. If you guys want to get access to all of my personal trades, coding bots, as well as all of our unusual options activity and live streams, you can use the second link in the description, completely free the first month. And we do this so that you guys can build up capital, make sure that we're legit for your trading style and with what you're currently doing with your life, and more importantly, just to prove ourselves to you guys. So taking a look today, we said that earlier we were hoping to see Tesla sell off to somewhere around 240. This is where my alert was. I was looking to potentially go long on that 1 hour time frame. We had a really janky inverted head and shoulders potentially set up, and I never ended up entering the position. You can see that our candle on the 4-hour chart actually closed with a red Heikin-Ashi behind it. The yellow candles that you guys see, that is a Heikin-Ashi overlay, basically meaning that you can still see the normal price candles, which is the hollow candles right here, but the yellow is going to show you when the Heikin-Ashi would normally be red. The reason that I run both of these is that the Heikin-Ashi is a phenomenal trend indication candle, but it doesn't show you the actual price of the underlying stock because the Heikin-Ashi candle has a completely different formula. But in simple terms, when there are yellow candles, it's a no-go, and when there are green candles, it's a go. And you can see that we did close today at that, and the Heikin-Ashi is currently green, which is a good sign. If we draw our Fibonacci retracement from swing high all the way down to swing low, you're going to notice our golden zone is going to sit right here between 261.50 down to about 255. The golden zone is basically the level where we are looking to go short or a potential rejection in a downtrend. This is basically saying that of this downward move that we've recently have, we can see that this would be a 50% retracement of this swing down, not like a 50% move up, but of this drop, it would retrace and move back up 50% of the way. It is normally around this level that we reject and ultimately make the way back down to this swing low. So if we were to move up to 260 and we were to break over it and start to move our way back up to 272, then the head and shoulders / bearish pattern that we have setting up here would be null and void. As well, from there, we would probably end up filling the fair value gap back up to 264 and taking out $280. With that being said, what I think will most likely happen is we will see Tesla move its way back up to 260, potentially even fill the fair value gap up to 263.26 within the next week to week and a half. This would be about a 5% move to the upside. And I do think from there we will trap retail in the idea that we're moving back up to all-time highs. And I do think from there we will probably reject and move our way back down to 240. Now, if the move to 240 does not happen, I am not mad at all because I'm a long-term investor and I would love for a continued high to happen. You guys know that even when Tesla was selling off for the past couple of weeks, I've been saying that we're still in this uptrend, and that still stands. We're still in this uptrend. We're still in this consolidation zone, basically. If you guys see here, we have a symmetrical triangle that's forming, and the trend is still up. But I do believe that if we rejected 260, the move back down to 240 will happen. The absolute worst that we would see is the move back down to 212, which would also fill this fair value gap that we have back here on August 22nd. So short term, I am bullish, but out of position because I didn't get to fill. So now let's go over and look at black box stocks, and let's look at any unusual flow that came through for Tesla or any other stocks today. At the bottom left side of your screen, you're going to see the most active calls for the day is Nvidia, and the second one is Tesla with 21.19 million. This is actually not a good sign. If you were to look at this, you'd be like, oh wow, look, there's a lot of calls coming into this. But if we were to actually move to the bullish confirmed flow, you're going to notice that Tesla is nowhere to be found. It's Nvidia, Disney, SQ, Coca-Cola, and Microsoft. And if we look at this heat map, it's going to give you a better indication of what exactly I mean. It's going to kind of look like an Excel spreadsheet, but this is actually a very solid tool that all of you should very easily be able to read, and I'm going to explain it to you briefly. Basically, on the left side here, we have calls. So C0 means any calls that expire this Friday, C1 means any calls that expire next Friday, and C2 means any calls that expire 2 weeks out or further. P0 is puts that expire this week, P1 is puts that expire next week, and P2 is puts that expire 2 weeks or further out. Now, inside of these cells, you guys are going to see that there's different colors. So there's light green, there's light red, and there's going to be white. Any of these white contracts that you see, we don't care about. Everybody else out there is worried about these, but we do not give a crap at all. All we care about is confirmed flow. Not only in the market, but in life, clarity is your best friend. Learning how to siphon out the noise and focus on the most important things is how you become a successful trader. And so what we care about is only the ones that are colored. For instance, these 257.50s that expire this Friday, these are calls. They're green. This means that they are confirmed bullish flow, meaning that they came in on the ask or above the ask, which means we can pin it to a buy. Same thing with puts over here. If we look at these 255 puts on your right, you're going to see that there's 1,057 contracts, and these were all coming in on the bid or on the ask, and they're confirmed, which means this person definitely went with a bearish position at 255. Because if you're paying attention to all of these the colorless ones, these could be people selling calls. These could be people selling puts. They could be taking the opposite position of what you think they're actually taking. There was a lot of options activity, but to me, it was a slow day because none of the options activity was clear enough data for me to actually take a position on Tesla. However, there are still some that came through in the past couple of days that were massive. So one of the examples we're going to quickly look at now is going to be Microsoft. This is something that we covered, if you guys remember, back on September 29th, which was Friday. We saw massive unusual flow come through, and I said there was big buyers coming in between. They gave themselves more than enough time with expirations of January 2024. This is definitely a swing trade position on their end. Those whales were up $400,000 this morning, or 20% on their contract. It's coincidental, whatever you want to say, but as this is dropping all the way down into support on these order blocks, this is applicable to any of your long-term investments, any technical analysis, whatever underlying you're trading, whether it's options, whether it's going to be trading Bitcoin, different crypto, or any type of pairing in Forex. This is all applicable. As we're moving our way down, we begin to see this order block start to come in. We have multiple come through, and we start to get this bounce. As we see this bounce, which would normally be a technical buy, we get this big push up here. This is on Friday, and then right here is where we close our Friday candle. So we're bounced off support, which number one is a very good sign. We bounced up over the 11 SMA, which is a good sign. We have no red Heikin-Ashi because there's no yellow candles as we've seen before, and we're holding over the 11 SMA. And to top it off, some big whale buys a ton of calls. So what would we do here? Why would we not take a position? Even if this doesn't work out, your trades don't have to work out. You should be making your checks and balances at the end of the day of how great of a trader you are based on how many requirements did you set and how many of those requirements were met for you to enter your position. Even if this was a losing trade, there were so many bullish things in this case that there is no reason not to take it other than I literally have so much money out there in the market right now that I don't feel comfortable putting more out there. So I have so many trades open that I didn't end up taking this, but you can see we opened this morning at 316.32. We actually pulled all the way back down to 315.26. This would have been your time to get in. And then from here, moved our way up, and then our next level is up at 326 and 329. The highest I think we could go is fill all the way up at 334. But now let's move on to something that is actually happening today, and to see if we can find an even better setup than something like this on Microsoft. I called this out within our trading community. I said Amazon hit pretty big this morning, over $5 million in calls just between open at Eastern. And this is extremely important because we're always looking for. Look at all of the size of these orders. This is over $5 million worth of orders. So 2/6 expiration, that's more than enough time on our hands. And we have here, all of these are sweeps, and all of them besides this bottom one came in confirmed on the ask, and the way that we know that is by seeing the A or AA at the end of the flow. Now, just taking a position based off of flow is something that some people may do, but for me personally, it's not the only thing that I'm going to look at. So we move over and we look at the 4-hour chart. We understand that this person went out until February, so they're probably expecting this move to happen within the next couple of weeks, maybe the next 15 to 20 days. You can see that we saw Amazon with a drastic sell-off over the past couple of weeks. If we were to take a Fibonacci and go from this swing high down to most recent swing low, you're going to notice that that golden fib that we talked about earlier, that golden level, is sitting right here at 134.66 up to 138. Something else that's looking pretty good here is that we do not have a red Heikin-Ashi. We're currently green, but I would like to see us close over the 200 SMA tomorrow. If we can hold over the 200 SMA, I think there's a solid chance that we push our way back up to 135, probably consolidate or reject, and either move our way back down to 124 or break through and push back up to those highs. In my opinion, if I'm taking this trade, I'm wanting to see this pull back down to 126, and then I'm taking that move back up. But if we, it's a little preemptive to say this, but if we actually zoom in a little bit, you can see that there is a chance that we could potentially use this as an inverted head and shoulders on the 4-hour, consolidating around this range, and then potentially breaking our way back up to 143 and $144. I hope that this video helped, guys. If you want to hang out and trade with me every single day, go check out our Discord community. As I said, there's over 12,000 members, and we give away all of our trading resources over there for free. We have a courses and seminars section, which is going to give you every video that we've ever made and all of our free courses to you to teach you how to trade in the most simple and effective form. But if you're somebody who's looking to get a head start, who wants to basically download the 9 years of my trading and my strategies within a couple of days, go into the Discord, or I think it's the second link in this description, and go to the upgrades tab. Once you're over there, you'll get access to all of our premium features for 1 month, which is going to be all of my trades, all of my trading bots, which you can just instantly plug and play and follow. You'll get access to all the flow activity and all of my analysis alongside of it, our morning watch list, as well as much, much more. We also do some live streams over there. The part is that we give all of it away for free the first month so that you guys can understand, number one, that we're legit, but number two, to make sure that it fits your specific lifestyle, guys. Thanks for all of the support. Check out everything down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.